Hello, ghosts and ghouls. Thank you for coming tonight. We're going to get started in just a second. Hello. It's been a while. I know. It's been a while yet again. Whatever. Got a cool show for you tonight, though. You're definitely going to want to stick around for this one. How is everybody? And thank you for coming and welcome. And I hope you're having a good Halloween. It's already Halloween because September 1st has come, which means that it's Halloween until Halloween Day. So hopefully everybody's having a nice spooky season out there, feeling spooky. I'm feeling extra spooky right now. Very spooky. Very, very spooky. We're going to give everybody just a few minutes to come in because I know it takes like 30 minutes for my live notifications to actually reach my subscriber base, which is ridiculous, but it's YouTube, so go figure. I just want to throw out a few quick plugs real super quick. If you haven't come over to ParanormallyCorrect on TikTok, what are you doing? It is wild over there and it is awesome. I love it. TikTok is fantastic and it's going really well. So if you are an OG YouTube subscriber here, you have to migrate. You have to come over to TikTok. Lots of fun stuff, lots of cool stories, and we're doing primarily like Kentucky paranormal stuff, which is something that I never really focused exclusively on here on the YouTube channel. And it's super awesome. So definitely come check out the TikTok and follow and stick around. We do lives over there as well now. So we're doing a show tonight that's, I don't know how this is going to go. I thought beforehand, I was like, should I like write out a little bit of a script or should I just wing it? I feel like I should wing it because this is such a strange story. I kind of want you to experience the strangeness of the story and the confusion, I guess, the confusion surrounding this story. So I'm not going to do paranormal news or anything like that tonight because this is probably going to take a while. I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as possible, but it's probably going to be, we're going to be here for a little while. So, TikTok, like I just mentioned, I stumbled across a page called Dude, My House is Haunted quite some time ago. And I see a lot of paranormal pages pop up, a lot of accounts pop up, and people claim to have paranormal activity, and it turns out they're just like faking things, and it's not really legitimate activity, and that's perfectly fine. It's fun to watch, just to see what people put out there in the ether and call paranormal, I guess. But there was something different about this account. Something different about his videos, something that just struck me as like, I think I want to keep an eye on this dude because his activity seems pretty crazy. And it turns out I was right. His activity is pretty crazy. Now, I don't know, like, I don't want to tell you up front if I think that this um, all of the footage shared by this particular user is legitimate footage or not. I'm not going to tell you that. I want you to form that opinion on your own, because I think there's a lot of evidence that it could be truthful, and there's a lot of evidence that it could be completely bogus. Anyway, so the guy was on TikTok for about a year, maybe a little more than a year, something like that. I found him a few videos in, but I think he'd been on there for like maybe a year, no more than a year and a half. He was an older man. His house, he claimed, was haunted. Now, it kind of started, the way I understand it, and I may have some of the details wrong here because there's a lot of mystery surrounding this case, right? We don't have 100% of details to go along with this story. So, I think the paranormal activity actually started in the house he lived in for 10 years after his wife passed away. Now, I could be totally wrong about that, but that's what I have. Hey, Jeffrey. That's what I have picked up from context clues. Okay. So if that's wrong, anybody can, fill me in on that, then feel free to do that. What am I doing? We're looking at a case study tonight of a man who accidentally documented a very extreme haunting on the internet, and it's going to be crazy. I've got a bunch of videos to show you. So I think that at some point he thought that this activity was associated with his wife who had passed away. I don't know if that's definitely the case or not. When I tuned into it, I thought he just, had found himself in the unfortunate circumstances of owning a haunted house. But we're gonna delve into that. So let me pull up some videos. Like I said, there's a lot of videos. It's worth it. Some of the videos are really insane. Okay, like one of the videos we're going to see tonight, actually, he is injured by this entity, provided that you believe his story and you believe the things that are happening to this man. He is actually physically injured pretty bad by this paranormal entity. So I'm going to pull up a video real quick. I hate that this always takes a little bit of time. So now this first video.
I've been living here 10 years and hearing a lot of noises.
Let me pause it. Okay. Jeffrey. All right, so let's take a look at this. And let me know if you can or can't hear it or whatever. Hello, Sock. Alrighty.
But figured it was just the house settling, as most houses do. But things got a lot more active over the past year, and this video here is the first one that I documented accidentally. Some activity. Me and a friend of mine were on the porch. He was leaving after visiting. I live here alone, but we hear what sounds like a young woman in the house saying hello and then sorry, is what I think I hear her say. The first time she says hello, you can barely hear it because we're talking over it, but you see our expression. Just watch.
Yeah, it's just the door. What was that? Hello?
Okay, so this is the first video he shared on TikTok. This video, the more I watched this one, the more I was kind of, I don't know, just totally confused with this clip. You could tell by the reaction of the man on the outer edge of the porch, like it doesn't seem like a fake reaction or anything like that. It kind of seems like it came out of nowhere. And I'm going to play it again, so everybody listen carefully, and you'll hear a woman speak right in the middle of these two.
Accidentally, some activity. Me and a friend of mine were on the porch. He was leaving after visiting. I live here alone, but we hear what sounds like a young woman in the house saying hello and then sorry, is what I think I hear her say. The first time she says hello, you can barely hear it because we're talking over it, but you see our expression. Just watch.
Yeah, it's just the door. What was that?
Very strange. So my first thought, and I'm not like as good with audio as I am with like video and stuff. But my first guess about this was like, I wonder if the house was empty, if like maybe this was somehow an echo. But the more I listened to it, the more I started to kind of hear that there's like, it's like an independent sound source. I think, at least in my opinion, that's kind of what it seems like. So hopefully you're able to hear that. It's very strange, it's very quick. But this is where he started his journey by documenting this paranormal activity. And I think at this point in time, from what I can glean from the whole story, and just following him casually as a casual viewer, not really knowing how far this case was going to progress, it kind of seems like, oh, a little bit of paranormal activity, not a big deal, but it gets much worse than this. So I'll go ahead and pull up the next video. And now, while I'm doing that, Jeffrey says, do you think we as human beings, let me put that on the screen. Yes, I do kind of think so, Jeffrey. I think it's definitely a possibility. I always go back and forth with theories, paranormal theories, and I like to just brainstorm, like, what if, and, maybe it's this way, maybe it's that way. What if it's this or that way? I like to just try to think of everything from every perspective. And I always come back to this idea quite often. I really do feel like paranormal stuff has a lot to do with us. I don't feel like, I don't think it's necessarily like the spirit of grandma. You know what I mean? Like old grandma's in there pilfering around in the kitchen cabinets at midnight. I mean, maybe it is, but what if it's not? You know what I mean? So that's just kind of how I like to think about things. It's like maybe it's this or that, but what if it's not? So I just like to keep an open mind, if that makes any sense at all. So I'll pull up the next video here. This one's kind of spooky. This is the second video. These are going to be in order too, by the way. So let's check this one out.
Okay. Y'all have seen this cabinet before, but it hasn't opened since the last time I recorded it opening, because I walked into the kitchen to the refrigerator and I was walking past it and I got about right here and it went and opened behind me and scared the crap out of it. Got my heart thumping, let's put it that way. Because you don't expect that sound as you're walking by and so close to you. But it hasn't opened since, and I can jump up and down and it won't open. See, I'm banging on the floor and it still won't open anymore. I don't know, that's weird. And the refrigerator's been making a god-awful noise. It used to make another god-awful noise, like the fan bearings were screeching, and it was just such a loud whistle. Sometimes I just unplug it. But sometimes I could unplug it and plug it back in and it would stop doing it. But now it's making this, whoa! Okay, see, I didn't even move. I wasn't even moving.
So just to pause him real quick and throw in some commentary here. I tried to find some details online about this guy. And like I said, he's a very enigmatic person. He wasn't someone who had like a whole lot of social media outside of just this TikTok account where he posted these clips. But I ended up finding a conversation that was happening over on Reddit. And they were talking about like, this type of activity, because he catches a lot of poltergeist type activity across, this collection of videos. So I know we've probably all seen these old types of cabinets that, maybe they're just not as snug, as tight as they used to be. They don't clasp as, you know, um, securely as maybe they used to or they should. And also, I think, a lot of times old cabinets like this can get dirty. They can get like, kitchen buildup. If you're someone who fries a lot of stuff, for example, people who deep fry things have this problem. I think they have it on their ceiling too, like greasy rings on their ceiling. Um, but I think it's entirely possible that little stuff like this is explainable. And again, I'm not going to tell you whether this case is or isn't paranormal, authentic, a hoax, etc., etc., etc. I want you guys to decide that for yourself. But I do want to play like both sides of the field here and tell you, when I see something that could easily be debunked, I would like to throw out the information about it. So, but I think there's some other things that happen in this video. So let's keep watching.
That's the first time that's happened since the last time. Okay. It's got to be a bed bearing, but I wasn't moving. Look at that. It's closed, and there's nothing on the edge. There's nothing on the edge that would, like here on this edge, that would push it out. And there's the magnet clip. See, that snap's closed. All right. Fuck, see? That's the freaking noise. Oh my freaking God. All right. Creepy crap going on in the house. Oh, man. All right. I just wanted to show you that. And I got both of them. Awesome. At the same time. Whew. Still closed.
So, Sock, this is a really good point.
Nothing. Come on, open it again.
And you have to wonder,
With
with stuff like this. And this is also something that I kind of considered at times watching this man, was that, like, what if these experiences he's having are completely explainable, but through his lens, because we're seeing his world through his worldview, obviously through his scope, which is his camera. Maybe he is kind of taking us down a rabbit hole of insanity. And I hate to say that because I know it sounds harsh. I don't mean it in a harsh way. But at the same time, like, we don't know this guy. We don't know anything about him. He didn't ever really provide any insight into his personality or who he is outside of these encounters. So as strangers on the internet, we can really only theorize, what if we are descending into chaos with this man, which is another thing that makes this case phenomenally exciting, I think, because we don't know. We have no way of really knowing what to expect. So okay. Let's pull up the next one. Like I said, we're trying to get through these really quick and get to the really insane ones, because some of these are absolutely just over the top.
For those of you who've been watching my previous videos and seeing the documentation that I'm trying to get, there's a lot of things going on in my house that I don't actually record because I don't have my phone or I don't have a camera in that room. But most activity seems to be going on in the kitchen, so I set up a motion detector camera in the kitchen, and something turned it on. This is just a portion of the video because it ran for almost 3 minutes, so this is about a minute of it. You'll see a cabinet open, and then about 30 seconds or so later, you'll hear some sort of bang. But just watch and tell me what you think. Watch this cabinet over here. Yeah.
So did you guys see the cabinet pop open? And just run it back just in case. Watch this cabinet up in the top corner
Yeah.
here.
And then you're going to hear a loud bang. I don't know what the bang came from, but it sounds like it's in the kitchen. See, I don't know what that was. It sounded like something wood or... But that's all that happened on this night. Oh, there was another bang. I didn't even hear that one. Well, there he goes. My house is haunted, dude.
Sock. Yeah. Now the cabinets and stuff, like I said, maybe that can be explained. Maybe that's not paranormal. But what is apparent as time goes on is that, like this particular Ring camera that he has set up in the kitchen, it becomes pivotal in this story because this becomes like the main focus of the house, because like there are, all of these different areas of the house where there's activity, of course, but this one is kind of like the most pivotal point of the story, and you'll see as we go along. So it's weird how, like, in the beginning, sure, it's just a few cabinets opening and a few noises, a few thumps and bangs and knocks and stuff like that, but then it progresses to very blatantly strange, inexplicable things. So let's see, which video was that? Yeah, that's another thing too. You'll notice that, like, I don't know if you guys have ever paid attention. We've talked about it for years on the channel, but there are a lot of hoaxes where people will film like objects moving and things like that. And sorry, trying to like multitask here. They'll film, like, for example, like a chair moving, right? But you'll be able to tell that there is a string and like a pivot point, or like a pressure point pulling the object. Like every single time I've seen security footage in the last 3 or 4 years where they're like, oh, look, it's a haunted pub. And, there's a bar stool that slides across the pub floor. You can always tell which leg of the chair that they tied the string to. But yes, it does. Like the cabinets do open in a weird way, and the furniture moves in a very strange way. And I don't think at any point I was able to see that string effect. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to see that on any of the clips of furniture moving, because he has a lot of footage of furniture moving. And it all looks pretty legit. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, like, some of these look so much alike. Okay, I think that was number 5. Okay. I'm not sure what number 6 is. I'm going to pull this up, but this may not be. He did have some duplicates, so if it's a duplicate, just give me
Hey
a second.
guys, here's part 2 that I promised. I'm going to just leave this one run. I'm not going to explain it. Just watch what happens. But one thing I will mention is you can see the clock down there. This is about a minute after the chair moved in part 1. So like I promised, I'm going to cut out all that dead time. But just watch and let me know what you think.
So some of these you kind of have to pay close attention to because the activity is like minuscule, off in the distance, off in a corner. So here we have that same cabinet opening again.
Some crazy stuff, guys. This is all that happens again for, I think, almost a couple of minutes this time. I'm sitting here shaking, just watching this again. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you want to get, a notification of when I post the 3rd part and the 4th part, because it gets weirder. But anyway, thanks again, guys.
Crap, I muted the wrong one. Another thing that I noticed with, like, I don't know if you guys saw the plate fly out and hit the floor, and his reactions to this stuff seem so genuine. And let me tell you, like, you know how I mentioned at the beginning, I see a lot of people on TikTok fake paranormal activity, and they post it, and it goes viral. They get a lot of views, they get a lot of likes, they get, a lot of attention. And lots of people post fake stuff. And it's a very good time right now on social media to be someone who is good at spotting fakes and hoaxes, because there's a lot of them. And I can't stress that enough. Yeah, the ghosts are going to have to take up the slack with the inflation and stuff. So it's very hard to trick me. I haven't been tricked yet. This guy's reactions sound and seem very, very genuine. And I'll just leave it at that, because we're going to see a lot of emotion out of him throughout this collection of videos. And I really, truly think either he is a phenomenal actor or these are genuine, authentic reactions. Now, does that mean that, what he's experiencing is 100% real and paranormal? That's a whole other topic. But his reactions seem genuine. So let me pull up. I think there was a continuation of this. I think.
Hey guys, here's the July 30th activity part 3 I was promising. You can see nothing's changed since the plate moved and the cabinet's opened. Oh, like it's looking for something. I don't know. I don't get it. This is crazy, guys. I used to be a huge skeptic, and if you're like me, these videos are entertaining, but I always thought they were fake. And until it happens to you, this has never happened to me in my life, and so I never believed. And now this crap's happening to me, and I'm getting nervous now because I don't know what to think anymore.
So, as you can see, there is a lot of activity in that kitchen. A lot of activity. All right, now let me make sure. Okay, this one is really cool. I like this one a lot. I mean, I think most of them are pretty cool, but this one's definitely cool.
Hey guys, in my last video I told you guys that there'd been a lot of activity in the back of the house, but I hadn't been able to catch anything. The attic doors banged a couple times and little stuff like that, noises in my office. Well, yesterday I was in my office and doing some research, and I kept hearing a noise, and I heard the attic door bang again. So I set up my cell phone camera and another camera at 2 different angles, and just let it run and hope that I caught something. So keep an eye on the wall in the hallway, and right at the end you'll hear the attic door bang.
Did you guys see the shadow on the wall behind him? Let me run it back just a little bit. Look at the door behind him.
Okay, I think I just heard something. Did you do that, Tigger?
I guess that's his cat. So if he is to be believed, he captured a full-on shadow just now in the hallway. If you believe that, he's being genuine and honest, and realistically, we don't know. Unfortunately, we don't know that. He very well could have faked that. If he didn't fake that, it's a pretty impressive, clip. So, on to the next one. Now, this one, I'm not sure what this one is.
See these two columns on either side of my TV? Notice this one's away from the wall. That one's up against the wall. I'm sitting here watching videos, and this one moves. So I grabbed my phone because I'm hoping it'll either move again or this one will move again, something. That's the difficult thing, trying to capture something that's going on as it happens, and you have to sit and wait for it to happen again. Move it. Oh my God. Fuck.
So, this is one of those instances where, okay, like, if you think about the logistics of what it would take to fake this clip, like, sure, it's a 30-second, 40-second, 50-second clip. It would be kind of difficult. It wouldn't be super easy to fake this, because, like, if you watch this back a few times, it doesn't look like, and this is like what I was talking about earlier, it doesn't look like this is an object that has like a string attached to it or anything like that. I feel like it would have been difficult to, hey, Queen of Wands, glad you're here. It would have been difficult to like tug a string on this thing without flipping it completely over. So let me play this again. And it's just weird how objects move here, and they don't seem to be moving by way of like strings or wires or devices or, whatever else it is that people use for hoaxes. I mean, and this is just, this is just my perception of it. But to me, when I watch this, it kind of seems like somebody's like holding it and shaking it, like that's, uh, I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know what you guys think about it. Like I said, make up your own mind on this case. It's a very unusual case. It's going to get weirder. Let me pull up the next video. I wish I could like queue these up and have them, one after another, but unfortunately, it's not the case. Okay, I think we're on video 10.
Okay, guys. I don't know what that click was that caused the motion sensor to go off.
Okay, wait a second. I've actually got a flipped version of this. I fixed it so that we wouldn't have to watch sideways videos.
Okay, guys. I don't know what that click was that caused the motion sensor to go off, but if you notice, there's orbs floating up on the left side of the screen on the hall.
Okay, you guys know how I feel about orbs. You know that I'm not a believer of orbs being paranormal, but we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he does have an awful lot of orbs. There's a whole lot of them, so we're going to just give him the benefit of the doubt.
Or the foyer going into the living room. But then if you notice, about halfway through or 3/4 of the way through this, you'll see orbs floating up on the right side of the screen, also where the bathroom door is at. So they're both floating up on both sides at the same time, and then they disappear. It's really weird. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think.
So what he's talking about here is actually all the way over on the far edge. And he's got several videos throughout this collection of this very angle and, all of these orbs, which likely it's dust, or, just particles in the air that are being captured basically as a product of light bounce from the flash and the camera. But I'll give him this. They are strange in that they are uniform. Their placement doesn't seem chaotic and just random like you usually see with dust orbs. So that's a little bit peculiar. Still, though, like it could be a product of something that he's doing off camera. So we don't know. But they do look peculiar. Does that mean that they're paranormal in any way, shape, or form? No, of course not. But they are a little bit different than the average orb, and I'll give him that much. Sock, that's an interesting question because I've heard a lot of people swear up and down that they've seen energy orbs or spirit orbs with their bare eyes. I've never seen one, I don't think, or anything that counts as one. I've seen strange lights, but nothing that I would consider an orb. So basically, what an orb is, we always said, like my ghost hunting team, we always said it's dust bugs or dusty bugs. So what happens is it's realistically, it is a design flaw in your camera. So, like, objects come too close, they're out of focus, the light from the camera, depending on where the light is placed, it hits the object, whether it's dust bugs or dusty bugs, it hits the dusted bugs and it bounces it back to the lens and the mirror and the camera. So the interesting thing about orbs is that you will never catch orbs with a camera that does not have a built-in light source. If your camera is using a separate light source, like say you've got a ring light or something, or a softbox or an umbrella light, you will never capture orbs. If you have like a mount, how you can mount a light source on top of your camera, you'll never get orbs. So it's basically a design flaw, essentially. So anytime you see orbs in photography or videos, it's easily explained away as that. If people claim that they see them with their bare eyes, I don't know. I don't know. I guess in that instance, they could be paranormal, but I don't know. Watch the movie Nope. Oh, I was going to go see that movie last night, actually. Yeah, I want to see it. I really want to see Nope. It sounds really cool. Okay, where are we at? Which video are we on? I think we're on this one. Okay, pulling up a video. Hang tight.
A fellow TikToker named Zen Man here asked me a question on one of my videos that really kind of blew my mind. I guess there's this thing, I've never heard of it. I'm going to be 59 in a few months, and I've never heard of this, that spirits travel through water or something. He asked me if I had water anywhere near my house, and there's actually a creek that runs across my property, and it's fed from an underwater spring. But it got me to thinking, I've got something really interesting to show you guys, so stay tuned, especially you, Zen Man here. Anybody else that knows about this water travel stuff where spirits use water to travel from place to place.
So some of these I think are just general updates. We'll kind of skip through those for the sake of time. So I think this is one of them. We're going to skip that one. And as far as like what he's talking about, I don't know. Have you guys heard of that? I know that like limestone, people say that limestone can contribute to paranormal activity, or like an increase in paranormal activity.
Okay. Since I left the cemetery the other day, it's been really quiet around here. But this morning I'm sitting here having coffee, and one of these masks banged behind my head. I don't know which one it was, but it freaking scared the crap out of me because it's been so quiet. What the fuck was that shit? That was the fucking attic. Look, that string's moving. That was the fucking attic. Oh my god.
I have to say, I've seen a lot of people on TikTok try to fake clips where, you know, they're startled suddenly by an abrupt sound. And I can always tell. I can always tell. I swear to God, that sounded like a very authentic reaction to me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't to anybody else, but to me, it sounded authentic.
Fuck, that's hard to pull down. What the fuck? That was the attic. That's what that sounded like. Holy shit. Whew. Holy crap. Well, I guess the quiet time's over. Fuck. I'm shaking like shit right now. Oh my god. He's gonna move.
There are times throughout these videos that he sounds really unwell. Like, I don't know if he had asthma or something, but there were quite a few times where some of his reactions really made it seem like he was physically not handling all of these instances very well. And it was kind of worrisome, to be honest. I mean, you know, he's an older gentleman, and I don't know. It just kind of seemed like sometimes it got the best of him. So here we have another hallway video. I'm not sure. Okay.
Morning, everyone. That was my morning wake up call. Whatever's living in my attic wants attention in the mornings and is being very aggressive about it. I wasn't sure what the noise was when it woke me out of a dead sleep. I figured it was probably the attic because it kind of sounded like that or a broomstick falling. But when I looked at the string on the attic, it was just dead, laying there, wasn't moving or anything. So I thought, well, maybe it was a broom or something in the living room. And so I looked in the kitchen and the living room, and of course I didn't see anything out of place or anything. So I decided just to go back to bed. But I couldn't sleep. I ended up getting up. My heart was thumping too much. And I checked the Ring camera because I saw that I had a notice on it, and that's what I saw.
We actually did a video one time about the well, it was one of the topics that I talked about where you paint like stuff blue to keep ghosts from crossing boundaries. I always thought that was such a cool superstition or whatever. That and like, you know, if you rock a rocking chair with nobody in it, somebody in your family will die. I'm totally like, I totally believe that one. That's why I don't ever want rocking chairs in my house because I feel like that one's probably true for sure. But yeah, I have heard of the blue paint thing. So now, if you look at this collection of videos as a story, things are progressively getting a little more aggressive and a little stranger. But it's one of those things where at the same time, like you can also feel him getting more emotionally invested. So you kind of have to wonder, like, okay, is the paranormal activity picking up, or is he getting further and further into this spiral, or is he like an amazing storyteller and actor who is pulling off the greatest hoax on the internet?
I swear, I hear somebody walking in my hallway. Like pacing.
Yeah, okay, this one's kind of a long one, but it's kind of a wild one.
I think whatever this spirit is a morning person because there's been a lot of activity. A lot of activity in the morning. Let's see if that camera in the hallway picked up anything. I don't know if this phone's going to pick up that because I'm sitting in the living room. I have to listen back and see, but I swear the floor was creaking like somebody walking in the hallway. And then a few seconds later, it was like they were walking away, like they were pacing up and then back again. Another weird morning, guys. As you can see from my eyes, I'm not getting a whole lot of sleep in the past year. There it is again. This is freaking weird. I hope you guys have a good day.
Okay, my bad. This is not the one I thought that it was, but still important. Let's see here. Yeah, never rock a rocking chair. Yeah, yeah, no, big no, immediately no. And yeah, he definitely was having. I remember hearing him say off and on throughout this whole fiasco that he wasn't sleeping well and his health wasn't great, and like just like a plethora of problems. He had all sorts of things going on. Never been haunted, but I can assure you, definitely wouldn't stay at that place. So actually, there are a few times throughout the story where he does flee the house. He does end up leaving the house on multiple occasions. And well, I'm not going to spoil the story for you of how this turns out, but yeah. So, um, why doesn't he cleanse the house? You know, I don't know. I think he kind of talked about briefly, very briefly at the very beginning, that he wasn't someone who knew anything about ghosts, like he wasn't into the paranormal, or he didn't have much of a understanding of any of that type of stuff. So I think, I don't know, he probably never really knew to give it a try. But honestly, in my experience, ghosts kind of do whatever the hell they want.
Another weird capture this morning, guys. Check out all these orbs. This tells me that I've got way more than one spirit in my house.
So this is what I was talking about earlier when I said that, like, I will give him this. His orbs are pretty different than a lot of orbs, but I still, if this could be him blowing flour in front of the camera, he could be like sprinkling Cheeto dust in front of the lens. I don't know. Just caught up. His reaction seemed very genuine. Yes. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely am a firm believer that if you are in a place mentally and emotionally where you're not well, I think a lot of people might probably say, like, oh, it's easy for, evil entities to prey on you when you're weak like that. But I think maybe it's like, that's not really the case. Maybe it's actually that you're more likely to put out negative energy, or create a negative vibe around you that, I don't know. I have all these theories. Sometimes I don't think them through before I try to explain them to people. Even his Cheetos were haunted. I mean, not saying that his Cheetos are haunted, but saying that Cheetos may very well make a good prop if you're propagating a hoax. Okay, so let's watch this one.
But watch this. I think it catches an apparition again. See that? Now watch this. This mist the mist. Watch how the mist acts. It's really weird. First I thought maybe something was smoking in the kitchen or something. So when I saw this, I got up, went in the kitchen, and smelled around, and I got a good sense of smell because I don't smoke. So I didn't smell anything like electrical burns or anything. But then the mist disappears, and these orbs get even weirder the way they act. Especially like two that I picked out right away. One on the left, watch your left side of the screen. It loops around and then darts off to the right. And then watch the right of your screen. One pops up and darts into the hallway.
So I just want to interrupt him real quick. I don't know if you guys can see my background. It did cross my mind that what we're seeing in this footage could very well be something like what I've got on the wall behind me. These things are incredibly popular. All the stores are carrying them. You can get them pretty much everywhere. Amazon's got a bunch of them. They're really popular on TikTok, like people who do live streams. It just kind of helps break up the monotony of like, a boring old wall behind you. So you get one of these like star-filled projectors and you point it at the wall and it looks kind of cool, right? There are a couple of instances where the orbs moving around in this particular piece of footage actually look more like lights. Okay. Now, we can't be for sure because the footage is black and white. And it, it may be some type of night vision technology as well. So we can't be sure. But the smoke that was in this clip earlier, like a few seconds ago, that was really peculiar. I don't know. It looked different than most smokes. Like if he was smoking a cigarette or something, I feel like the cluster would have been different. But the spread of the smoke in this one was really, really strange. Okay, I'm going to play the video.
And here it comes. Watch. There it is. See it? And it loops around and then darts to the right, and then watch on the right. Look at that. How bright that gets. And then it darts up way up into the hallway and gets bright as it goes back into the hallway. But there's so many, I got to watch this again and see what they're all doing, because they're all acting differently and weird and sparkling like stars. But let me know what you guys think. Good morning.
Let me just run that back a little bit. Just kind of stop it on some of that smoky, foggy. It is really peculiar. But, the fact that this footage is black and white, it kind of prevents us from being able to make a lot of observations here. So, yeah, right. I mean, yeah, no, totally. But I don't know. I've yet to see a ghost ever really participate in its own removal. They tend to just get more angry. So I don't know. That's just my experience, though. Bats get crazy. Sounds so much nicer than just plain old batshit crazy. I have come to terms that some ghosts are just fallen angels. Well, I guess you got to believe in angels first in order to believe that, Jeffrey. But yeah. Notice there's some paint cans. Wonder if he's renovating the house. I think he actually was. I feel like I heard that. Maybe I'm mixing that up with something else. But I feel like maybe there was something mentioned about that. Yeah. Exactly. Like when the air conditioner kicks on, oh my gosh. Even if you're not renovating, if you're in an old house, and listen, this is something you'll see on ghost hunts, like paranormal investigations. Oh my God. And it's like, it is so prevalent. You would not believe how often you'll see this kind of, dust and dirt and stuff just blowing in the air, and just particles. Like, it could be anything from like cat hair or my hair, dead skin cells. It could be like, how they make those cheese graters for your feet? People sit around and like file chunks off their feet, and then that gets in the air and the carpet, and it just blows all over the place. Sometimes people are just not very clean, and they just don't vacuum as much as they should. And then they call ghost hunters, and ghost hunters come in, and then it's like, how do we tell them? How do we tell them that you've got to vacuum your house once in a while to keep this type of thing from happening? But I mean, I don't know. When you just look at a video clip like this just by itself, it's like, oh yeah, this is not paranormal. But when you look at this, Footskidors, when you look at this video against a background of a dozen other videos where there's somewhat convincing and compelling evidence, it kind of changes the game a little bit. So I don't know. But no, I don't think the orbs are paranormal. I actually feel like those orbs are these things, right? I feel like it's like the light that I've got on my wall. That's what it looks like to me. But Central Heat and Air is notorious for oh God, I know, especially if you don't change your filter. And I think he's got a cat that he named after the cat from Winnie the Pooh or whatever. Or maybe it's a dog. No, I think he's got a cat. Yeah. He does have a cat because the cat comes up in a later video. Use night vision a lot. Yes, exactly, totally. Oh, I'm trying to like trying to throw that on the screen, and I thought for a second I might have accidentally deleted it. No, yeah, but that's a great point. So, okay, let me pull up what video. Okay, pull up the next one. I wish they would make this more streamlined and quicker.
Hey, this is another weird one, a new one actually. I just got back from the grocery store a little while ago and sat down to relax and watch some TV. And as I'm perusing through the streaming channels to see something, I noticed a gap here on top of the PlayStation, and it struck me odd. And I remembered I had a little teddy bear sitting there. If you look at my past videos, you'll see it. It used to belong to my son. I don't know when it went missing because I don't really pay attention to it, but I just something felt like there was a big hole here when I was looking at the TV, and I looked down and noticed the teddy bear was gone. I've looked behind it, behind this stereo thing here. I've looked around the house and I can't find it anywhere. So I don't know what happened to it, but if I find it, I'm certainly let everyone know. Just more weird stuff, guys.
That's what they're called, isn't it? The pet egg. They are gross. I mean, I get it. They serve a pretty good purpose. But they're gross. Yeah, I don't know about the teddy bear. So we're gonna move past that one swiftly because I was laughing the whole time and I don't even know what he was talking about. Whoops. Let's just go on to the next one. We've got tons of videos to get through. We got things to do here, so we're gonna fly.
Okay,
right
this
through
is
it.
weird, guys. I don't know how many of you believe in superstitions about birds, but I just had a bird in my house. I had the door cracked open like that, and I heard some stuff fall off of this cabinet or the bookshelf up here. And I came in here and I didn't hear anything else, and all of a sudden over there on my coffee maker on top of this container there was a bird, and he flew out. My friend's here. We're going to check out the attic.
So this is another one of those times where I'm not superstitious. I'm super duperstitious. If a bird flies into your house over and over and over, or if they keep flying into your windows and dying, that makes me feel something that I'm not comfortable with. I don't know. Again, superstition, but very spooky. Okay, next video. We're just going to fly right through these because we got to get to the really wild ones because it's going to get crazy.
Hey, I wanted to make a quick message because I love that, so many people are following me, and even more so those that are offering me, suggestions or comments or what could possibly be going on in my house. But I'm really thankful for those who are really paying attention because, like I said, I'm almost 60 and my hearing's not real great and my eyes are not real great. As you can see, they're also not been doing well because of sleep. But my ears aren't so great, and so there's a lot of noises that I haven't been picking up on my videos. So, I want you guys who are younger, to listen and see if you hear them. Only one video was I able to pick up what sounded like hissing, and then it almost kind of sounded demonic, like it said something, but I can't. It's muffled, as in the video where it sounds like somebody's walking in my hallway, and I'm talking about them pacing back and forth, and you hear something like a and when I stop talking, it goes something weird like that. It's a weird, but y'all check it out. But I appreciate everybody noticing these things because, like I said, I don't have the greatest eyes and ears, and I appreciate anything you guys can point out that I'm not seeing. So thanks again, everyone, for following, and especially thank you guys for really paying attention and letting me know that there's a lot more going on than I'm hearing
I mean, yeah, and I feel terrible for this guy. And you know, in a way, I hope that he was just pulling our legs and this was all a prank because it seemed like he really suffered quite a bit throughout this whole fiasco. But the sound that he's talking about, now I will say, I don't, there's not, there's not a single clip comes to mind for me where, hang on,
Hey guys,
let me just pull this up. There aren't any clips come to mind for me where I heard any voices or anything outside of that very first one. The sound that he's talking about, I feel like maybe was a cicada, possibly, because I did hear what he was talking about. But to me, it didn't sound like anything paranormal. It sounded like a bug. You know how, I mean, and even like June bugs and stuff, if they get in your house or like they flip over on their back and they're like, you know, with their wings and they like are trying to flip over, they'll make like a weird buzzy sound. So I think that probably explains some of the noises that he was hearing. Now, this video here, this we're kind of getting into like the season 2 situation because things changed quite a bit here. And this incidentally is also where he kind of started to lose me a little bit. When I started seeing this content about the attic, I was like, okay, so like maybe he's spinning a story. Maybe he's like this is a horror movie trope from hell, right? We've all seen the attic trope in like dozens and dozens of paranormal activity type movies, like found footage type movies. So I was kind of becoming skeptical of him at this point, but I don't know if, you know, because he kind of dropped it pretty quickly. It didn't really go on for too long. It didn't seem like something that he wanted to. I don't know. I hate to say it, like, you know, like he was milking it was for all it was worth, because I don't really feel like he was trying to milk it. I feel like maybe he possibly genuinely was thinking, you know, that something's going on in the attic. You be the judge, though. There are a couple of videos involving the attic. I promise, though, just when you think this guy is kind of showing his hand, stuff gets weird again. And then you're like, oh, interesting. This doesn't seem staged anymore. So, the imagination is a powerful thing. That's true. And that's why it's really good to be able to document things and record things. And it's great to, you know, have a cell phone in your hand at all times where you can record anything on a whim. Because imagination is one thing, but actual evidence is another. And, you know, not saying that he has for sure the best evidence, because I think a lot of his evidence is arguably not great evidence, but it's the way that it goes together that makes it impressive overall. If you live away from the city and means a storm is coming, that is good to know, Sock. That is very good to know. I'm sure there's tons of scientific explanations for why birds would fly into your house and stuff, but it's just one of those things where it feels like there's a dual meaning. It's like, yes, maybe I do have the cleanest windows in my neighborhood, but maybe also bad things are coming for me. You know, two things can be true at once. It's not mutually exclusive. But I always hate it when birds fly into things, because I love birds and I hate when they get hurt. Sounds like a trickster spirit type. Yeah, it definitely does. Fake it till you make it. Okay. Did we watch this one already? Holy cow.
Just a quick update here. I finally went up into the attic. I had a friend that was going to come, but she's helping me move furniture and stuff, and we just never got around to it. As you can see here, all this crap that fell out. That's why I don't like going up in the attic. And I haven't been up here since last Halloween, not this past Halloween, but the Halloween before it. There was a light way up there. And I wanted to show everybody the attic because I've been putting it off. But you can see
There's nothing going on up here. I've already looked. I noticed that there's a board over here on that vent that's kind of bent down, but the screen is intact, and there's no sign of any kind of disruption in the insulation or anything over on that side, and all the eaves and soffits seem clean. Now this tub was turned over, and I don't know if I had knocked it over, but it's a heavy tub, and these lids were over here, and inside this has a blanket my wife was knitting before she passed away, but you can see it's all dirty now where the lid had come off this, and this thing had fallen over this way over to the side, which irritates me. I don't know if I did that a year ago or not, but that's the other side, and you can see there's nothing, guys. So I don't think it's an animal or anything, but this was one weird thing I found. Check this out. It was laying here. I've never seen this, or don't remember seeing it, but it's a certificate for warranty for the insulation, and the name on it is Mrs. Potter. That was the 111-year-old woman that used to live here. So that's really wild. But as you can see, guys, there's nothing in... Oh, shit, I'm gonna fall here. There's nothing in my attic to indicate an animal, and this door is so heavy I can't see wind blowing it over, pushing it open, because the springs are so strong. But anyway, that's the attic, guys. Any other opinions? Sure appreciate them, and I do appreciate you guys following me. It's been quiet for the past few days for some reason, just a couple knocks, but if anything happens again, I'll definitely try to catch it and post it, but stay with me. And
Yeah, so very good points. These are both good points. I'm going to pop these up on the screen. And if you're watching after like the replay, you can just pause and read these real quick, because definitely very good points made here. There is something a little bit strange happens because of this clip, and I don't want to give it away. I'll probably just wait until it comes up, and then I'll talk about it. But it kind of threw me for a loop, and I was like, wait a second, like, is this a setup? Like, this kind of seems like a little bit too, like maybe he's indulging his storyline a little bit too much.
well,
But we're getting there.
It's been really quiet the last few days, and I've been able to get a little bit of sleep. You know, my eyes aren't so tired, still a little tired, but it's been relatively quiet until just a minute ago. I was laying here on the couch, well, actually about an hour ago, and I felt what felt like a finger kind of rubbed down my wrist right here on the side of my wrist. And I thought maybe it was a bug or something, and I looked and there was nothing there. So I just figured it was just some sort of weird skin thing or something, sensation. But then I just got my jacket on just now. I was going to go to Subway and get me some lunch, and I felt the same thing across my lower back, like two fingers rubbing across my, or not across my back, but kind of down my lower back towards my tailbone. And it was almost the identical feeling, like fingers rubbing down. I hope this thing isn't touching me now. That concerns me, because this right now has me creeped out, if that's what this is. But if this is what's going to start happening, this is, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. But anyway, like I said, it's been relatively quiet. If anything happens, hopefully I'll be able to catch it. And if I do, I'll post it. But I want to thank everybody for your support and following me. And I want to let everybody know that I'm not doing this to go viral. I'm not doing this to make money. I'm just looking for suggestions, because I've been a skeptic my whole life and had no reason to believe in ghosts or spirit worlds or religions or anything like that. I just didn't really get into philosophies much. But ever since this has happened, it's got me questioning it a lot. So I don't know what to do. So that's why I started this page, was to hopefully get some insight, because I had posted it on my Facebook page and it caused a rift between a couple of my friends. So I took them down and sat on them for like 3 months and decided, you know what, I'll put them on Facebook, anonymous, and hopefully somebody can, you know, give me some insight as to what's going on. And you guys have been great about that. So I want to thank everybody for, you know, who's following me and giving me suggestions, because they've been very helpful.
So stuff like
You guys
this
have a good week.
is what felt really genuine to me. And now, I mean, the guy could just be really smart about storytelling. I think that's unlikely. Um, because you would have to be very good at manipulation to know when to reel your audience back in after like a stunt. You know what I mean? It's not something that just anybody's going to know how to do out there on the internet. Nobody's going to put that much work into a hoax, right? So then this guy would come forward ever so often with a video like this that seems very authentic, very genuine, very heartfelt. And it makes perfect sense. Like, you know, his story across the board never really seemed like it had plot holes in it. I mean, and it's a simple enough concept. Like he said, he wanted answers. He didn't know who to turn to because, and this is something I saw for years when I was ghost hunting was a lot of people live their whole life without ever thinking about this type of stuff. Not everybody is interested in the paranormal. Not everybody knows, you know, anything about a ghost, or you know, the concept of ghosts and hauntings and supernatural stuff. So it's not common knowledge to a lot of people. And when people start to experience the paranormal and they have no prior understanding of it, it's mind boggling. It's terrifying. It's confusing. It can make you feel insane. Um, and sometimes there are explanations, like sometimes your house is full of EMFs because you live close to I don't know, an electric station, or, you know, maybe the wiring in your house is really old, or uh, maybe you've been watching too much scary movies at night. I don't know. Like, you know, there are lots of different reasons that I personally have encountered. But sometimes it is paranormal. Sometimes it is just something that can't be explained with normal explanations. And so I feel like it's very logical for him to come on and say, I put this on Facebook asking for help and nobody could help me. So I thought maybe I'd come here. And to the best of my knowledge, based on what I remember, because like I said, his account is gone. These videos are all gone. So this is like the last place on the internet you're going to get to see them all, probably. I mean, I'm sure other people saved them too, but I snatched these things up quick, fast, and in a hurry because he, you know, anyway, we'll get to that part of the story. I don't want to give too much away, but it makes perfect sense to me that he just was really kind of looking for somebody who could tell him what was going on. It just makes sense. It's, you know, pretty straightforward. When you open a door to the paranormal, there's no closing it. Yeah, I think that can be true. I think it depends on the person. Since the age of 4, and no one believed me, and now I'm just used to it. I know what you mean. Okay. Next one. I may start skipping around a little bit through some of these. I want to put them all out because, like I said, they're gone. So I don't know if I want to skip too many, but I also don't want you guys to get bored. So we'll try to hurry and get through them.
Thanksgiving, everyone. I wanted to update everyone and let everyone know what's been going on because I haven't posted anything since last week, and I've had a few people inquire and want me to update. I haven't
I will be right back. I'm going to let this play. I'll be right
posted
back.
anything, not because of a lack of
Gotta
activity.
pee.
I just haven't been able to catch anything. Like night before last, my hall walker was back pacing up and down the hallway. He was like 4 in the morning and he was going up and down. I say he because it just kind of gives off a male vibe to me, and an angry vibe. I get kind of anxious when I hear it, like it's angry, like somebody's angry and pacing. But last night I heard whispering at about like 2 in the morning when I came back from the bathroom. It sounded like people whispering, not like one or two, you know, sound like there were 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 or 6 people, like they were having a conversation in the hallway or like in my doorway. I tried to catch it, but didn't hear anything after I hit record, and so I let it record. But I listened to it this morning, and there was nothing on it. But I wanted to tell everyone I do appreciate all your suggestions, even though I'm getting a lot of difference of opinion on what to do. Because I don't follow any particular philosophy, I'm just going to try, each one and see what works. Starting with my brother, I talked to him about this. He's a pastor. He's got a church, and he's been a pastor for decades. He's going to come by, he said, this weekend after Thanksgiving, and maybe do a house cleansing, do some prayers, and see if that works. And then I have my friend who says
Okay, so apparently he did know to try the house cleansing. That's
she's
a
a
lot
white
to keep
witch,
up
and she
with.
knows how to do the saging that everyone's suggesting. Some are saying don't do it, some are saying do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it and let the chips fall where they may. Just like with people suggesting about communicating with them or not communicating with them, because it can escalate, it can make them angry.
Okay, so this one's basically just, just him talking about the suggestions that people have give him, from the TikTok account. So let's get to, they start getting pretty crazy again.
Driving me crazy. Of course, it's not going to happen now. It's been happening so many times, and now I start recording and it stops. Where is that coming from? There it was. Where is that coming from? Is it over here? Come on. That was weird because it kept sounding like it was coming from over on this side of the house. But then when I heard it just now, it sounded like it's over here on this side of the house.
Right? Like it kind of comes across as that too. Like, like whatever's going on here is really just out to get him and make his life hell. Or you could also look at it as if,
Phone is going to pick that up.
like, what if he is doing it to himself? It's like, have you ever seen those kinds of movies where, or like, there are a lot of books too that are like this, where you can interpret them in so many different ways. Like one that comes to mind is A Head Full of Ghosts, which is one of my favorite books. And I don't know if you guys have read it. This might be a ginormous spoiler, but you can interpret that book two different ways, or maybe even more than that. You can say yes, there was definitely a demonic haunting, or no, the girl was mentally unwell. Or you could also probably say no, it was completely made up, and none of the storyline, ever really happened to begin with. Um, this whole case, one of the reasons I find it so enthralling is that it's kind of like that. It's like you could interpret this as a full on haunting. You could interpret this as the guy, like I said, his descent into madness. You could interpret this like so many different ways. It's kind of like, I don't know, what is going on here? Is anything real? It's crazy. But yeah, exactly. Exhaustion does play tricks on the mind. And yeah, he definitely is suffering from a lot of exhaustion for sure. Now, there's a sequence of 4 videos coming up here that I hesitate to play. Maybe I'll just play like a little bit. We'll wing it. He gets really emotional here, and I don't know. I feel kind of weird about playing these 4 because there's not any paranormal activity. I'll just give you like I'll skip through it a little bit, I guess.
Hey everyone, want to make this update because it's been a rough morning. I thought I was calm enough to make this, so I'll try to get through without getting too upset. But this is this is going to be my final update. Because whatever this thing is, I'm probably going to have to break this into 2 parts. Remember how I said I didn't know how I'd react if this thing started touching me? Not at all how I thought it would be. As you never know until it happens to you.
Yeah, I know. I totally I feel really bad playing. Maybe I just won't play any more of like because it's a 4-part video because you have a time limit on TikTok. Um, but he's having a lot of trouble mentally and emotionally processing what's going on, and it is heartbreaking. It's very sad. It's startling, even. Um, like I keep saying, I've seen a lot of TikTok hoaxes. I've never seen one with this level of emotion behind it. So I think I'm just gonna like skip the rest of these because I just feel kind of weird about playing them. And I'm gonna go to like the next big event that occurred, and I believe this is the one where he gets touched.
My hall walker is back. I'm gonna go into the hallway and see if I can hear. It sounds like it's down at the end of the hallway. Right back there. Holy fuck. That felt like somebody's right standing behind me. Holy fuck. That was somebody right behind me. It felt like their face was right here. Like they were really tall. I was frozen. I couldn't move. Oh. What the fuck? That's not my wife. And that's not Miss Potter. That felt like something really tall.
Right. So this guy is definitely believes what he's experiencing. Now, is it for sure paranormal? We don't know. But this to me, this is not a person faking these reactions. Very genuine reaction. And Queen of Wands, I see you said that you have had a similar experience, I'm guessing. I had an experience, I can relate to what happened to him in the hallway, actually. Had an experience on an investigation in Prestonsburg. It was either Pikeville, Prestonsburg, or Painesville. I can't remember. Get them all mixed up because there's so many investigations in those three towns. But I had an experience where I ran into a shadow person. And it was a lot like what he just described, the whole situation. I've got a video about it somewhere here on my channel. And it was terrifying. And, I was someone who was looking for ghosts. I was someone who had seen ghosts and experienced ghosts and knew a lot about ghosts and was a ghost enthusiast. And it was difficult for me to process. So for a person like him who knows nothing about the paranormal, I can imagine that this was terrifying. And in the event that what this man is experiencing throughout these videos is psychological, I would say that it's still just as terrifying, but we'll never know what the truth of the situation is. But, just trying to throw that out there that, we don't know for sure either way, paranormal or not, but it's pretty crazy. Okay, so next one. I think the thing with the the attic is going to come up again soon because I realized that I started commentary on that I never finished about, thinking that maybe it was getting a little bit flamboyant. But it hasn't come up yet, so I'll finish that story whenever it does. I'm not sure what this
I'm having
clip
my
is.
friend come see us next week, guys, because I got this.
Okay. Now things start to get really crazy. So you guys know I do like video and photo analysis. I've done this for years. I have tons and tons of experience with it. I've looked at hundreds of pictures. Maybe not as many videos, but a lot of videos, but definitely hundreds of pictures. This video is pretty strange. I'm not 100% sold on it, but I think that this may actually be paranormal evidence. Yeah, cold frozen energy, almost paralyzing. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Okay, so let's check this video out.
Ring notification tonight. It's been quiet in the house, but apparently I had a visitor, and it says come outside.
Okay, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to run it back just a little bit. Okay, you guys see that? Now, the first few times that I watched this clip, and I'm gonna try to like keep this playing on a loop here while I talk about it if I can. First few times that I watched this, I was like, oh, okay, so this one's easy. There's cars passing, and we all know that light from cars bouncing around on windows and, reflective surfaces. It is a nightmare for capturing paranormal evidence and so forth. Guys, this is not headlights. This is not, you can see right here, especially when this thing passes in front of the tree. Watch the tree. This is not headlights because of the focal length. And see, this was one of the things that I saw right off the bat. I was like, oh, okay, so this is going to be the dead giveaway because of the focal length. So this is like when it passes in front of the tree is when we're going to really see it demonstrated that it's car headlights. And like maybe the road curves, because I've seen this happen before, like cars on a curved road coming towards a house, it'll throw light all over the place. I don't know why that started playing again. I had it paused. That was weird. I had the video paused and it just decided to start playing again. That's never happened before. So when the entity passes in front of the tree, if this was like headlights, we would see okay, you see, I've got it paused. I know you can't see me pointing at the computer screen. Maybe I'll do like an independent analysis of this particular video because this is a really fascinating video. So maybe I'll just do that and I'll just try to like hurry up and get through this. But when the entity passes in front of the tree, it's a dead giveaway that whatever this thing is, its focal length is very close to the camera. It's very, very, very close to the lens of the camera. This is not car headlights crossing over the yard. This is not a case of car headlights hitting a reflective surface like glass or a window or, wind chimes or anything like that. I'm like maybe 75% sure that this is paranormal. So I'm going to play it in its entirety one more time. Pay very close attention. Here it comes, crosses in front of the tree, comes up onto the porch. Now, a couple of seconds pass, and this thing actually walks off the porch as well. So you'll see that coming up.
It walks off the porch, and she can see light go back behind it and in through it as it goes across. Look. What else to do, guys?
Now, again, I thought that would be a dead giveaway. So I started initially, and like I said, I probably just need to do this in a completely independent video. But I'm gonna say this one last thing, and then we're gonna move on because we got a lot to go through. There are cars coming from two different directions. I did notice that the entity only appeared when cars were coming from one specific direction. However, I fully truly believe this is an entity. It's not car headlights. And I'll try this week to put together a really thorough, concise explanation in a video. But this is a very exciting piece of footage. So we're just going to move on. What passed in front of the camera when the cars initially... let's watch it. Let's watch it one more time from beginning to end, because I'm not entirely sure what you're asking. So you don't think that it could be edited in? It definitely could. This could definitely be manipulated. I will look for that, for artifacts and stuff when I put it in editing to make the video. The only thing is like, I don't know that this guy is someone who could do that, because it doesn't, it's not like blatantly, obviously edited. So, like for me, when I watched this video, I immediately ruled out that this was manipulation. My thought was this is car headlights and a reflective surface. But the thing that's happening with the tree, it totally decimated my theory. So, but I'll try to cover all of my thoughts and theories on it, you know, when I make the video on it. I think it's a ghost or an entity, not a ghost, but I feel like it truly is a paranormal entity. So, but yeah, it definitely could be edited. I will look very closely for evidence of video editing.
I'm having my friend come see us next week, guys.
I think, let's see. Yeah, this is the same one. Okay, he's got that one on there twice. Hang on just a second. I'm not sure what this one is. He does have a few that aren't really the most significant.
Can you make a sound? I was trying to communicate with it, and I asked if anyone was here, and if they could make a sound, and then this happened. Weird. I'm not alone, guys. What was that?
Yeah, so that one I'm not entirely sure about that one, like what's going on there. Again, some of these more minor ones we're gonna just like skip through really quick to get to like the really good ones.
Okay, I'm reposting this because I had some sort of glitch where I wasn't getting the end of it. It was cutting off. I don't know if anybody else was seeing it complete, but I checked the file to make sure it was complete before I reloaded it. But I'm glad I did, because I want you guys to listen really close when I look at the mask, because I hear like a low whisper, like a low toned whisper, and then 3 moans when I come back into the living room.
It's 3:20 in the afternoon. Recording session for EVP.
Now pay attention here when I look back at the mask and I ask the question. See if you hear like a low toned response, like a whisper.
Are there any spirits here?
Can't make out what it's saying, but I didn't catch that before. When I come back out in the living room again, you hear 3 moans.
Are there any spirits here? Will you talk to me? Use the device in my hand. Use the energy from the device in my hand.
The HVAC return gets really loud here when I get into the hall.
Let me know you're here.
Now listen for these 3 moans when I walk in here. Very low tone moans, but that didn't scare me as much as this did.
Make a noise.
So I will say I'm not 110% with him on all of the audio, because there are a lot of times when he claims that he, you know, either like when he was recording or, you know, on the recording, that he hears something. I'm not hearing what he's hearing most of the time, I don't think. So I'm not really with him on that. I'll leave that up to interpretation. You all can just kind of make up your minds with that. What did you miss? You missed a lot. A lot. We've been on a roll tonight. This guy has Freemasonic pillars. They're just like they're just lamps. Nothing Freemason related about it. Yeah, so I'm not really picking up anything from the audio. Now this next one, This one's it's a little strange. It's a little strange. I'll give him that. It's kind of long for what it is,
Well,
but
I wanted to make an update for everybody to let everyone know what has been going on because it's been a while. The only reason I haven't posted because I haven't been able to catch anything. There's still activity going on. Nothing major like what used to go on with the cabinets in here and the kitchen opening. This our my little friend here, this guy here that makes the see it doesn't even make the squeak noise anymore. It used to make this when it opened up, but anyway, there's been a lot of knocks and bangs and things, and I've been trying to catch stuff, but I just haven't been real successful. So I've been hearing things here in the kitchen. I've been hearing like pots and pans moving in the cabinets. But like I said, when I get up, there's nothing out of order. It doesn't seem, just a lot of noises waking me up in the middle of the night. My refrigerator waking me up. So I'm just, frustrated that I'm not able to catch anything. Things gotten quiet, so I'm, just trying to, catch something that that cabinet was closed. Can y'all see that cabinet back there? That thing was closed. That one right there. I'm almost positive that was closed when I... Holy fuck. That's been a while since that's happened.
Sock, did you finally decide that you were leaving TikTok? Because I know you said that you weren't enjoying it very much. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but I completely disagree as far as like this guy's behavior. I feel like he's very different. But then again, you never know. We are just seeing a quick glimpse into this man's life. We're seeing what he wants us to see. Um, you can't ever just decide that things are just one way or just the other. Sometimes there's in between, sometimes there's gray areas, sometimes there's variables. So it's hard to say. I don't personally perceive him as someone who's looking for attention. I perceive him as someone who is having a hard time. Honestly, like that's what I get from this guy when I watch his videos. He's having a hard time. But that's just me. So I don't think anything else happens in this one.
I don't know if I should say something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Potter, are you here? Is there somebody here in the kitchen? This cabinet. If you can see that. I'm trying to show you there are no strings on this cabinet, nothing. It just opened right behind me. Nothing.
Yeah, that's actually like a really good that's a good point. Trying to prove that he's not going insane. I think that that's definitely a very human thing to do if you were in a situation where you thought maybe you were. I feel like that's a really good point. This one.
This is the original file of the July 30th activity that happened last year. I wanted to repost it now that I know how to share the security videos with TikTok, because when I started this account, I didn't know how. And
okay, so essentially we've already seen that one. I'll play it again. TikTok is made by the Chinese. Jeffrey, that is actually not true at all. TikTok has the most intelligent algorithm of all social media that I'm aware of. Their algorithm is insane. And it's insanely accurate to the kinds of things that people like, the kinds of things people are interested in. And there is actually a huge disinformation campaign against TikTok by a very specific political party who doesn't want people information sharing because information sharing might upend their regime. So a lot of the things that you hear about TikTok that are negative are it's propaganda. Just to be completely blunt, it's propaganda. And it's coming from one very specific place for a very specific reason. And that's why they keep trying to have TikTok shut down. They've tried again here recently. Donald Trump tried to have TikTok shut down a couple of years ago. It's like, why are you so afraid of a social media app? But I won't get on my soapbox. But TikTok is actually, it's a very smart algorithm. It's really impressive. Move your friends, family, and house. Yeah, it is sock, but not everybody has a place to go. Like, and money to go on. Like right now, if something like this was going on in my house right now and it was really bothering me, like really, really, really bad to the point that, maybe I wasn't sleeping, maybe I was getting sick, maybe I was having like, a huge amount of problems, I wouldn't have anywhere to go because my family, I'm estranged from my family, my local family. I don't have any relatives nearby. The closest relatives that I have would be over 2 hours away. I also have pets that I can't just take and leave with. Like I can't just take my cats and leave. Somebody out back is burning crap in their yard and it's coming through the window. Sorry. But if I was this guy in this situation, I wouldn't have anywhere to go. I would have to stay and tough it out. So it's not really always like as easy as just saying like, oh, if it was really bothering you, you would leave. Some people don't have that option. Right. Exactly. This is like, that's totally what I mean is like, not everybody has the option to leave. No matter what the circumstances, whether it's paranormal or something very real life every day. He does leave at some point. I think we're getting pretty close to that. So let me play this video. I feel like this one may be a duplicate of one we've already seen, but I'll go ahead and let it play because it is still pretty fascinating.
You can see how I captured the security video with my cell phone and my desktop. So I'm reposting this because it's the original file and you can see it much better. If you haven't seen part 1, 2, and 3, they're not as good video as this because they're with my cell phone. But go check them out and you'll see why the kitchen is this way and why my adrenaline was flowing when I woke up and found the kitchen this way. But when I reviewed the video, the mist terrified me and I was considering moving. This was well before I caught the shadow in the hallway that's like 7 feet tall. And I'm starting to believe that this is probably Miss Potter because you'll see how short the mist is and then it moves into the hallway. See? And then it moves back into the hallway and sweeps around the corner. And that reminded me of the video I posted, the hall video that caught the dust flying by and then the mist goes by and all of a sudden the dust disappears and the orbs show up acting really weird. But if there's any other of my early videos that I've probably missed, and I'm mist is, and then it moves into the hallway. See?
I think I missed this video somehow. I think I didn't see this one. There's a few that I didn't get to see, but I ripped them all off of his channel the last day his channel was available. So actually, I think this is the first time I'm seeing this one. That's a little bit suspicious. Not gonna lie. I'm not liking the looks of this one. Let's watch that again. Definitely looks a lot like the entity from the front porch. I'm also not liking the idea that it's like dead center of the frame. Hey, what's wrong with blondes that go to check out creepy noises? Sock. Yeah, Jeffrey, I do too. I feel bad for him. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty intense when you see stuff like that. I can't believe it's been 2 hours already. Listen, I'm only about halfway through. No kidding. We've got 30 more videos. Here's what I'm going to do. It's been 2 hours and we're literally like halfway through these videos. I'm going to stop here for the night. And I'm going to do a continuation of this. And I don't know, I may do it in a live. I may actually just do like a reaction video that I film and edit. Oh yeah, absolutely. It will definitely be up. I don't ever delete videos, like unless they're old and I'm going to redo them. Or sometimes YouTube deletes my videos. They take my videos down quite a bit. Actually, it's really depressing. But it will be available, and there will be another part where I cover some of the other stuff. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You want another live stream this week or next week, or do you want me to just do it in like a reaction video? Will you all come back if I do another live stream about this same topic? Like a part 2? Yeah, no, it's totally fine. Honestly, like I want these videos to live on. If there is an easy way that I can upload them somewhere, you can just rip all of them, like copy all of the videos. But yeah, definitely do save a copy of this one if you want to. Hopefully. Yeah, I'll try to do, we'll shoot for Tuesday of next week. 9:30, same time. And that way it won't be too much tonight, because like we're literally halfway through and I've been hurrying my ass off to try to make it. Yeah, you're definitely gonna be pretty freaked out by the last video. Well, a couple of the last videos. So, all right, well, this has been awesome. This was a good stream. Thank you all for coming. I really, truly appreciate it. If you haven't come to the TikTok, come hang out. I will be live over there again sometime this week. I love doing lives on TikTok. They're super fun. You are very welcome, Dora. Thank you. Google Drive. Yeah, I've got so much stuff in my Google Drive. I'll have to actually make another one probably. But yeah, I think it'll hold all of them. Send me an email and I'll like try to hook you up with these videos if you want them. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. Have a great rest of your week and stay tuned for part 2 of this video. I'll let you guys know. Tuesday. It'll be Tuesday of next week. So, talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.